I would see green to be really different than information lifecycle management. I think information lifecycle management really became a fad because for a short period of time, IT managers became focused on the cost of information. But really, as time went by, they quickly saw that the cost of storing that information really wasn't that expensive. It really wasn't that important to focus on in the long term. Very different, green, I think everyone can see that the globe is warming. There's no debate left. There's no debate about whether the Earth is warming. So we're all very concerned about that. We're also seeing rising energy costs. It affects everyone all over the world, including here in the Asian area. And furthermore, there's government regulation. It's starting in Europe. It's moving to Americas. Certainly it's coming here. We're reading about it in the paper every day. The pressures to meet green regulations and to reduce costs are just going to increase with time, making this not a fad, but something rather that's going to become more and more important to businesses as time moves on. Probably at a level, IT and business people would see the green problem the same. However, what they can do about it's very different. So from a business person standpoint, they're going to be worrying about costs and PR. What does it mean out there in the marketplace? How are people going to perceive my company if I'm not being ecologically sound? Now, if I'm an IT manager, I'm probably going to think more pragmatically about what I can do with the computer systems I run, with the software systems I control, that I can actually reduce my energy consumption, that I can treat materials in a more responsible way. So I'll be looking at software and hardware systems, IT solutions that can improve what I'm doing with the environment. If I were to contrast how an IT manager would think about green versus a vendor, it's probably actually pretty similar. They're facing very similar issues, looking for how can we use information technology to improve this problem. And there are a lot of different things that can be done. If you look at the types of things that concern an IT manager, it's resource conservation. How can I use less materials? How can I control greenhouse gas emissions? How can I reduce waste? How can I conserve energy? How can I reduce the amount of negative environmental material I'm putting out into the marketplace? And there are a lot of different ways that they can control that with software. And I think both from a vendor standpoint and an IT manager standpoint, they're looking for software solutions that can help them across those areas. I don't think there's any question that a company with an ERP system can build, deploy, and sustain a green initiative. First of all, if you look at an ERP system, there's a lot of things that an ERP system can do to make you green. If you don't have an ERP system at all, then you're certainly going to be the furthest out, but you may have an ERP system and not be utilizing it as well as you might to reduce costs. So an ERP system allows you to integrate and optimize your how you manufacture and how you use your resources. And if you have an integrated system, particularly with the other components of the supply chain, you can really reduce costs. So ERP systems are about being efficient in manufacturing, and a well-utilized ERP system is going to help you reduce your energy consumption. There's a lot of different ways that they can do that. One of the key areas is enterprise asset management, EAM. This is a type of system that collects information from lots of different types of assets that a company has. It could be the air conditioning unit on a building. It could be a fleet of trucks. It could be manufacturing equipment, where it manages and tracks that equipment to make sure that it's running at its optimal, most efficient processing way, so that it is not wasting materials in any way, that it is maintained properly, and it is all highly efficient. Another one is PLM. This is product lifecycle management. So to track from design, engineering, sourcing of materials, and ultimately, in some cases, actually recycling parts of the finished product when it's out in the marketplace. So PLM allows you to track the complete life cycle of a product. A key one also is supply chain management, two key areas there. One is warehousing and another one is transportation management. The key in this area is to not produce products that you don't need and have them be wasteful in the first place, and secondarily, to never move a product that you don't need to move. So you want to deploy products efficiently in the right places so that you're not trucking or shipping or flying them around when there's no need to. Transportation management systems, for example, allow you to optimize where you put warehouses, how you load trucks and ships and containers, when you move them. So integrating those with ERP systems, you can get an optimally efficient system from manufacturing to the supply chain to delivery to the customer that would have you using the least amount of resource. If you are looking at a vendor to help you with green, one question you might have is, what should I look for in that vendor? What makes this vendor a good vendor for me to reduce what I spend on energy consumption? And I think the key is that they really understand the issues and they know how to deploy these products that are out there, whether it's ERP or EAM or PLM or supply chain, whatever the solution might be. It doesn't matter if it's not deployed inside of the company in a way that is actually reducing energy consumption and the amount of material used and the tracking of government regulations. That takes industry and domain experts. What I would look for is a company that understands my industry and understands how to use these software tools to actually improve the green situation inside of my company.